What's up, guys? I'm back with another video, and today we have to talk about the most surprising team of the playoffs, the Dallas Mavericks, who just took out the #1 team in the league in Game 7 in the most embarrassing fashion I've ever freaking seen. I don't even know what words come to mind to describe that performance. I was in shock the entire time. My jaw was on the floor. Luka Magic went into their building and snatched their souls. It was unlike anything I've ever seen before. And this playoffs has been phenomenal all around. We've seen some incredible individual performances. Jason Tatum and Giannis battling in that series. Jimmy Butler killing the Philadelphia 76ers. But what Luka Magic did to the Phoenix Suns was, just wrong. He went in there, he took every matchup they threw at him, every coverage. It didn't matter what they did to try to stop him, slow him down. Nothing worked. He was a wrecking crew, a one-man wrecking crew. I was left speechless after that series, man. And I don't want to make it seem like this is all Luka, because while he was the biggest part as to why the Dallas Mavericks did upset Phoenix, it wasn't all him. That's a bit disingenuous to say it was a Luka carry job, which it wasn't, because Jason Kidd, #1, coached his ass off, and the Dallas Mavericks role players stepped up and played incredible defense around the board. Reggie Bullock was phenomenal guarding Devin Booker. Dorian Finney-Smith did his job. He completely neutralized Chris Paul, which I did not expect that. I did not see that coming. Maxi Kleber did his job. Davis Bertans was a lot better. Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench was great for them. Jalen Brunson was also huge for the Dallas Mavericks when he needed to be. It was just an incredible series win, and I'm so happy for Dallas, but my goodness, I did not see that coming. If you were to tell me before the playoffs started that the Dallas Mavericks would be in the Western Conference Finals, I would have called you insane. But let's look ahead. Now the Dallas Mavericks are playing the Golden State Warriors, and despite them just taking out the #1 team in the entire NBA by a wide margin, it wasn't even close, and they just took them out in 7 games, I still don't feel like people think that the Dallas Mavericks can actually make the finals. But I'm here to tell you guys, they can. They really can. Now, I understand that the Golden State Warriors offense, system, everything that they do is unlike any other team in these playoffs can replicate. Nobody can do what the Golden State Warriors can do. But the way Luka is playing right now, the way their role players are playing right now, they can definitely do it. I can see a path. I can see it. Jeff Van Gundy said on the Low Post podcast a few weeks back that Luka might be the most unguardable player in the league. And at the time, I was thinking like, hell no, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, what about those guys? But watching what Luka just did to the Suns, they're a top 5 defense in the league. And it didn't matter who was guarding him. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, he was backing down DeAndre Ayton in the post. That is a center. That's a 7-footer, and he was discarding him. Mikal Bridges is the #3 ranked defensive player of the year guy this year. He made him look like a child. It was unbelievable to watch. But that's what Luka is on right now, man. That's the type of timing he's on. He is absolutely playing out of his mind. And there's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter if you go under the screen, he'll can you from deep. If you go over the screen, he'll drive. If you force him into the help, he'll find the open shooter. If you play him isolation, he will cook you. If you choose to trap him off of the screen, he'll throw that ball right over the top into the hands of a shooter cross court. It doesn't matter. He is a nightmare for any defensive coverage. But the Warriors do have some players that I think can cause a little bit of trouble to that Dallas offense. One thing that the Suns didn't do in that series against Dallas that the Warriors will absolutely do is throw different looks at Luka Magic. He's not going to be seeing single coverage on every single possession like he was against Phoenix. They double teamed him like maybe 3 times in that entire series, which is crazy because he was killing them every game, but they didn't care. They were like consistent. They were so consistent in just putting one guy on him, no matter who it was. Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, they were fine with having those guys on Luka on an island, which turned out to be a recipe for disaster because he was cooking them. And he would get those switches with Chris Paul and they wouldn't send help, and he would back him down. Same thing with DeAndre Ayton. He'd get him in the post, put a couple moves on him, spin to the hoop, and it was 2 points automatically. The Warriors will not allow that to happen. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at Luka Magic. They're going to throw Andrew Wiggins on him. They're going to throw Draymond Green. We're going to see Clay on him at times. We're going to see even Kevon Looney on him at times because Luka's a slower player. Kevon could move his feet pretty well. They're going to be fine with having him on a switch. but they're not going to play single coverage every single game. They're going to double team him at times. They're going to force the ball to go out of his hands and recover, and force those extra guys, those Jalen Brunson, Dorian Finney-Smith, they're going to force them to become playmakers, which they're not as comfortable with doing. But they are going to throw a lot of different looks at Luka Doncic that he did not see in the Phoenix Suns series. And the Warriors are so smart. They're such veterans in the sense that they're not going to do it in a sense that Luka's going to know what's coming. They're going to just randomly, okay, one possession, we'll throw Draymond on you. Next possession, you want to set a screen, we're going to trap you on the screen. Next possession, we're going to go under the screen, see if you can make that shot. Next possession, we're going to go over the screen, force you into the help. They're going to do so much to throw him off, but it's going to be nothing like what the Phoenix Suns were trying to do to Luka. However, if there's one thing that we've learned this playoffs, if any player was capable of handling all the pressure that Golden State is going to apply onto them, Luka Doncic is that guy. And I could see the Dallas Mavericks beating the Golden State Warriors just off of Luka Doncic's greatness alone and his capability of navigating all these different coverages, because he can do it, man. We've seen it as a playmaker and a scorer every single time he makes the right play. And if he continues that, Dallas can definitely beat Golden State. But in my opinion, the bigger piece of the puzzle is Dallas's defense. In that Suns series, Dallas's defense, and credit to Jason Kidd again, I can't say this enough, he was out there. There was a clip of him on the sideline watching Dorian Finney-Smith trap Devin Booker at the top of the key, and he was yelling with his hands up in the air, "Doe, stay home, Doe, stay home." It was incredible to watch. That coaching job that Jason Kidd did in that series, I can't credit him enough. But they're going to need that defense times 10 against the Warriors, because like I said, their offense is not like the Suns. They are constantly moving, constantly all running around, forcing you to look this way, look that way, keep paying attention to this guy while also paying attention to Draymond while he has the ball. There's so much going on that you have to always keep an eye on. But Dallas has the guys, in my opinion, to make Golden State work. In that Phoenix series, like I said, they completely neutralized the point god, Chris Paul. They took him out the series. Now, if you want to say it was his hamstring or his age, whatever, the fact is they took him out the series, and they kind of did the same to Devin Booker when it mattered the most. That guy shot 3 of 14 or something from the field in Game 7. He looked completely out of sync. And if Dallas can replicate any of that defense against Golden State, which is going to be a harder task, I get that. But if they can do that and make Golden State uncomfortable, that is their path to success. A lot of what Golden State did in that Memphis series that was to their detriment was forcing the issue and not trusting their half-court offense. They weren't running enough pick and roll with Steph Curry. They were giving Draymond the ball at the top of the key, running around, trying to do dribble handoffs. But especially in that Game 5, where Memphis blew them out by 50 points, they were completely out of sync, and Memphis' defense was so good and so connected to everybody on Golden State that Draymond, especially, and Steph, they were trying to force these terrible passes, force up these awful shots that we're not used to seeing from them. But Dallas has the guys that I think can make them do that again. Dorian Finney-Smith being one of them, I think he's going to play a huge role in this series. I personally, if I'm Jason Kidd, obviously he knows a lot more than me, but I'd probably start him on Steph Curry just to, annoy him with his length, make Steph Curry work, try to get around screens, try to get, when he's running baseline, he has to get through Dorian Finney-Smith's long arms, all that kind of stuff, just to frustrate him, right? And they're gonna be comfortable if they start Dwight Powell, having him on Draymond Green. There's gonna be a lot of different pieces to this puzzle, but I really do feel like Dallas has the key guys to make Golden State uncomfortable. Because when they get uncomfortable, they start shooting themselves in the foot with terrible decision making. And if they have one of those 14 turnover halves or like 8 turnover quarters, if they have one of those are going to be some hard games for Golden State to win. But Dallas can definitely get those out of them. Another interesting part of the series is going to be the Jordan Poole minutes. I'm very interested to see if Golden State feels comfortable starting him, because unlike Memphis and unlike Denver, Dallas likes to run small ball similar to Golden State. So naturally, you'd think that they feel more comfortable putting Jordan Poole out there, having more spacing, having more shooting out there. But the only problem is, when you put Jordan Poole out on that court, you're giving Luka Doncic another target. And trust me, he is going to make it his mission to pick him out every single time. They will set 5 screens if they have to, just to get that switch. And you do not want Jordan Poole guarding Luka Doncic at any point in this series, trust me. But it's going to be interesting, because if Dallas, if they have Dwight Powell in the starting lineup instead of Maxi Kleber, which I'm assuming they will, does Golden State choose to have Kevon Looney out there? Do they feel comfortable having him on a switch with Luka Doncic and giving them an extra boost in the rebounding aspect? Or do they want to go more offense with Jordan Poole and make Dallas' defense have to work? That's just another interesting part of the series. But man, honestly, I'm just excited. I'm really excited to see Luka Doncic at this stage in his career, man. He's 23 years old, but to have this test this early in his career against this dynasty, the Golden State Warriors, I mean, I'm fascinated by this. I think this is going to be a great series. I don't see this being an early finish. I don't see this being a 4 or 5 game series. I see this being a 6-7 game series. And I've been thinking about this a lot, man. I don't know who I'm going to pick. I think right now, don't kill me. Right now, if I were to have to make a pick, I think I'm going to have to go Golden State in 6. I just think that their experience will rule over all else. I know that's kind of a cliche answer, but I really do think in this kind of series, experience does matter. Coaching does matter, and they have experience across the board. But it's going to be a great series. I'm very, very excited. Let me know what you guys think about this series in the comments, and I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.